We told you yesterday that governors in Texas and Florida are giving Joe Biden a taste of his own medicine. Greg Abbott, Texas, busing and flying illegal immigrants in his state straight to Washington, D.C. And Ron DeSantis is dumping them in Biden's home state of Delaware. Press Secretary Jen Psaki was asked about the drop-offs today. Watch.
When they get here, are you guys going to help them find a place to stay and something for them to do?
Well, I'm not aware of what authority the governor would be doing that under. I think it's pretty clear this is a publicity stunt. His own office admits that a migrant would need to voluntarily be transported, and they can't compel them to because, again, enforcement of our country's immigration laws lies with the federal government, not a state.
Washington, D.C.?
Well, listen, I don't know, but I know that the governor of Texas or any state does not have the legal authority to compel anyone to get on a bus.
My next guest knows all about being a press secretary and possibly a future governor. Sarah Huckabee Sanders joins me now with her take. All right, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, it's good to have you back here. Good to see you.
It's good to be with you. Good to see you, too.
It is kind of sad, though, that these illegal immigrants are being used as political pawns just to embarrass Joe Biden into actually doing his job. Do you agree?
Well, Joe Biden's doing a pretty good job embarrassing himself. He sent a message very clearly on day one of his administration that the border was open to the world. He has never once taken action to secure our border or to stop people from coming in. Under President Trump, we had a secure border. We were working, whether it was through the Remain in Mexico policy, things like Title 42, or the physical wall itself, our border was far more secure. Since Biden has come in, he has allowed a national security, a health and humanitarian crisis to take place at the border, allowing the drugs and cartel violence to flood in across our southern border. And I'm thankful that governors are stepping up because that's what it's going to take, because we cannot count on the federal government under Biden's leadership to actually do something. They've created this problem. There's no doubt that they're going to only continue to allow it to get worse. And so I'm glad that strong conservative governors are stepping up and taking actual steps to do something about it, because we know that it's not going to happen at the hands of the Biden administration.
That is for sure. And I know people in your state very concerned about corruption. We're concerned about corruption here. And there's a lot of corruption in Washington, as you observed while you were there working very hard. So AOC actually called out Nancy Pelosi today because, you know, Nancy makes a mint trading stocks. Excuse me, her husband does. And she basically said this is really corrupt, whether it is or it just looks like it. Listen.
There's a very, very, very direct connection between us holding ourselves to a higher standard, holding and having that include our families. And, and there are many different proposals here, but, whether it's spouses, whether it's children, whether it's senior staff members who are also in the room when it comes to writing down the actual lines. We have to be able to assure the American people that it's not happening here, and that they don't have to worry about if they're competing with their member of Congress's stock portfolio in order to be heard.
Now, that was a direct shot at the Speaker of the House. Your reaction?
Look, I'm always pretty suspect of anything coming from AOC, but one thing that I might say I slightly agree is that members of Congress should never be enriching themselves when they're there to serve the public. And so I certainly hope that we can hold people accountable. I don't know that I would count on her to be the person to lead that charge.
Yeah, I wouldn't put her in charge of anything, but at least she said the right thing
Agreed.
There. All right. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, thanks so much for joining us.
You bet. Thanks, Jesse.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.